Honestly, she really turned Oga in this house. Like, she turned to my Oga. The only thing that remained that she did not do in this house is to slap me. That was the one that busted my head. I was like, I feel like I want to see her one more time and give her a dirty slap. Every day when we go to work, 3 to 4 boys come to this house, to our house, every day. What's up, beautiful people? Bemi back here with another chit chat video. The last chit chat video I had, sitting down talking to you guys absolutely loved it, and I took feedback from the quality of the video to me wearing makeup to the setting to the the background, and you people really liked it, and I was like, okay, since I do this for you guys and you guys absolutely love it, you know what, I will start putting extra effort in my sit down videos. So that is why I'm looking all glammed up for another sit down video today, guys. I hope you guys actually loved this one. If you haven't seen the previous one, I was talking about my body and how I was being vulnerable with you guys and how I felt about my body, and all that. You should totally go and watch it. Today I am talking about house helps in Lagos, house helps, maid, nannies, whatever names you guys like to call them. I know some people take offenses calling them help, some people take offenses calling them nannies. Honestly, I don't care, but I'm just talking about those people that domestic staff, basically. This stems from the fact that a lot of you guys have been asking me in different videos, where is Bosse, where is she, did she go, did I send her away, what happened, what's going on. And initially I was like, I don't really feel like talking about it, but you know what, I'm like, people have asked and I will sit down and talk about it with you guys. So let's move on. So if you're interested in this juicy, very juicy story about everything that has happened with my help and where we are now and what's been going on, just keep watching. It's just, is that mebo? Is fun gist, so I know you guys will stay. Please stay, enjoy, and watch ads while you're watching. Okay, so initially, like I said earlier, I did not want to sit down and make a video of what happened with my help or what did not happen with my help, but then you guys know I'm all about learning and sharing, and whatever I learn, I like to share with you guys, so that I know that 1, 2, 3 people will learn something from it, and that is what I'm all about. So I was like, you know what, let me just come out here and share with you guys, because I learned something during this process and I know that it can benefit 1 or 2 people. So yes, this is basically gist. So just grab a cup of coffee and sit down and let's talk. So basically, when she came to live with us, my daughter was about 2 months old and she was a baby, and she started living with us and everything was fine. She was, to the best of my knowledge, she was hardworking. I told her when she came to live with me that you would basically do chores that range from wake up in the morning, sweep the floor, mop the floor, wash dishes. You don't have to wash. She didn't used to wash my clothes. She didn't used to wash my husband's clothes. She didn't used to wash Tisha's clothes. We used to use the washing machine for all of that. She didn't really used to cook. She didn't used to cook. I would cook. I'll put it in the freezer. What I would expect her to do is just bring it out when we need it, and warm it in the microwave. Initially, when she started with me, I didn't really let her carry Tisha for a long time. But then later I started letting her carry my daughter, changing her diaper, and everything was fine. When I went back to work, she and my daughter, I would carry them to my mom's place. My mom also had a help, and they would be there with my dad. My dad was not yet back to work then too, and they'd be there all through the day till I get back from work, and then I picked them up, and everything was fine, everything was good. I remember when COVID was already easing up a little, she had said that she wanted to go to church because our church had resumed. Our church had not resumed, but her church had resumed, and she was going to a Catholic church. And I didn't see anything bad about it. There was a Catholic church not too far from our house, and I told her that she could go to that one, but I didn't want her coming late. Like, okay, you go in the morning and come back at a reasonable time. So she would go, I think around, like, for morning mass, she'd go like 6, and before 8 a.m. she's like back, and everything was fine. And then fast forward to this year, the beginning of this year, basically the beginning of this year, she was with me since last year. She was with me from last year February to this year. What month are we in? We're in October to this year September. Yes. So I also have to say that last year she actually went home to see her parents around, I think, November, extending into December period. And I think I told you guys that my help had gone, and you people were even scared that she wasn't going to come back, but she had assured me that she was going to come back, and everything was fine. And so she went home. I gave her money, I gave her stuff, my mom did the same, and everything was fine. But then fast forward to this year, I feel like from the beginning of this year, she started having like some attitudes. She started changing, and I like to treat people like human beings. Like, I'm not gonna say because you're my help, I'm not gonna treat you in a good way. Like, I don't disrespect people. So I basically took her like my sister. Like, everyone that knows her around me would say, wow, like they really thought that she was my sister. So I basically took her like my sister, not as my help. I would hardly scold her. Like, when she would do things, like I would just be like, you know what, I don't have stress to talk to anybody right now. Like, it's fine. Okay, let's just move on. But I think those were also mistakes that I made on my part. I did not establish ground rules in my house. I think that's one of the mistakes that I made. I did not have like standing rules about different things, and I just let things slide easily. And I think those were the things that she kind of took for granted. And so fast forward this year, especially when Tisha started school, it now became a case of, I would go to work, my husband would go to work, Tisha would go to school, so she would be at home all through the day till we got back from work. And I remember at the time my mom felt some type of way about she just sitting at home. And I remember my mom called her and asked her and said, so now Tisha is going to school, what do you want to do? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to learn a trade? She had already learned a trade. She had learned tailoring. And then my mom was like, would you want to like just look for a tailor in this area to just be going, and just so you're not at home, idle all day. And she thanked my mom and said, she'll think about it and she'll get back to my mom, basically. Mom, except if she's getting back to me today. This girl never got back to us. And me, I'm going to work. I'm not going to be probing you to say, how far are you going to school? Are you learning trade? What do you want to learn? We have told you. It was left to you to get back to us to tell us what you wanted to do. And it was like we were going to pay from our pocket, but you know what? That's just another thing on the side. So, yeah, so you know what the devil says, an idle man is the devil's workshop. So she'd be at home all day. I really did not even care what she was doing with her time when she was at home, because she didn't really have a lot of work to do, you guys. It was basically just sweep, clean, bring out clothes from the washing machine, spread them, wash dishes, wash the plates, which she probably had done the night before, and that was it. And she just take care of herself, and she makes the food she wants to eat. She eats whatever she feels like eating in the house. I'm not the kind of person that counts meat or counts rice or yam or potatoes. Like, I don't do that, or eggs. When she tells me that's finished, we'll buy another one. But like, I wasn't that kind of person. So whatever she wants to eat, whatever she wants to drink, you have your time. I felt like sometimes she would go out even though she didn't tell me, but honestly it wasn't really my business because I wasn't around. So whatever you wanted to do at that point in time, you could do. Now, where I had an issue, and she started doing that at the beginning of this year, was when I would come back from work, and then I would say, oh okay, go and put water on fire, let's make something to eat or something. Or I would send her on an errand and she'll start squeezing face. And in my head, I'm like, I have gone out since morning. You've been at home, especially when Big Brother was on. You were at home watching Big Brother all day. I'm back now and I'm telling you, go and do something, and you are carrying face. That's why should I send you on errand? Hey God. And I still didn't even really read meaning into it. I just told her, what is all this? And then on several occasions I had asked her, are you tired? Do you want to leave? Do you want to go home? Because this wasn't how you were acting when you just came. I understand that it can be tiring and you might want to just leave. Just let's be amicable and just leave. And she'd say, oh no, she's not tired, she doesn't want to leave, blah 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 blah. Okay, all right, good, no problem. So one of the things that actually broke the camel's back for me, after taking all these things that I'd been taking and I just couldn't take them anymore, was there was a day I was getting ready for work. I didn't make up my mind what I wanted to wear on time. So by the time I figured out what I wanted to wear, it was one of my favorite shirts, but it was rumpled. So I gave it to her to quickly iron for me. It wasn't like I used to give her clothes every day to iron. It was just on different occasions. Ladies' clothes, we barely iron them. Do you understand? So I just, oh, this shirt is rumpled. Please quickly help me. I always say, Bam, if you iron boloju, like just use iron to just stretch it out. It doesn't have to be so perfect. And she says, okay. And so she irons it. I was getting ready and she brings it to me. And I wore the shirt. I think he had a zip. I told her to help me do the zip or something silly like that. And she did it. And I said, okay, Tisha, let's go to school. I dropped Tisha at school. I think I stopped by my mom's house to pick up something, and then I went to work. I was driving, I was almost at work, and I think there was a little traffic, and I just stopped and looked to the side, and I saw this massive hole in my shirt. And you guys, And I had a very, very important meeting. Like that, obviously, that's why I wore like one of my favorite shirts. I had a very important meeting, and I was so furious. I called my husband. I was like, at first I was like, oh, we're not going to be giving Bosse clothes to iron again, because this is mind you, this wasn't the first time she had burnt a clothes of mine. This was like the second or third time. But the first two times I didn't even call her to say, why did you burn my clothes? I didn't even say anything. I just said, well, it's one of those things, you know. But then why this was so painful was the fact that you saw that it was burnt. You couldn't tell me. You made me wear that clothes to work on a very important day, on a very important occasion. And you still, like, as I was driving out, you couldn't send me a text message. Nothing, like, you just, like, you let me go that way. And you know, I called my husband. I was furious. At first I was like, oh, we're not going to be giving her clothes to iron again. And my husband was like, so what would she be doing if we're not giving her clothes to iron when we are ironing our clothes ourselves? Basically, she doesn't really do anything. I bath my daughter, I take care of my daughter, I brush her hair, I dress her up, I do everything. She barely does anything, especially lately. Before the time that she actually left, I could count how many times she actually maybe changed Tisha's diaper on my hands. In this year, I can count how many times she changed her diaper. Like, Tisha would be soiled, and I would be like, didn't you smell that she was soiled? And I would still have to change it. So she basically doesn't really do anything. Do you understand? But that was what like broke the camel's back for me, the clothes thing. And I called up my mom and I was like, this is so annoying, this is so embarrassing that this happened to me. I didn't even know what to think. And then so I called her and I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you even, she didn't say anything. And I was like, okay, so the next time this happens, I'm going to deduct the price of my shirt from your salary. Basically, by the time I'm deducting 3 shirts from your salary in a month, you will understand that you will pay attention. And this is not the first time she has ironed clothes for me. But the thing was, that was the period when Big Brother was on. This girl would wake up 5 a.m. in the morning before we are awake and turn on TV to Big Brother. In fact, the Big Brother people are still sleeping. She's watching them sleep. So it was like, she just was not concentrating. That clothes wasn't something she should have burnt. It was lack of concentration. And even after it happened, all you had to do was just tell me, just let me know. And so I would have changed my shirt, not embarrass myself and wear that shirt too. Do you know how I felt the whole day at work with a hole in my shirt? The whole day. And so my mom, I think my mom called her up and, you know, like, why would you do that? That is so unfair. And I think she explained to my mom that she didn't know how to tell me. And my mom was like, has Gbemi ever hit you before? She said no. Has Gbemi ever yelled? She said no. So why couldn't you just tell her? I just felt like she was just being wicked at that point in time. And so that was when I also started like changing my attitude towards her. I wasn't mean to her, but I just knew that I put her at arm's length, you know. And then even prior to that time, there are several things that maybe when I just say, why didn't you tell me that this thing had finished? You know, you didn't tell me that eggs had finished. It's Saturday morning now. I want to make eggs for all of us. She will now be scratching head. So what are you doing? A simple, and I've told her several times, a simple text message while I'm at work. Please, ma, we don't have this anymore. We'll go a long way. But you won't tell me. The day we now need it, I wanted to wash clothes one day. Put clothes inside washing machine. Where is laundry soap? It finished yesterday. So why didn't you say anything? And you are at home all day not doing anything. So and when I like ask her things, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? The next thing, maybe in the night, I'll just see on her WhatsApp status, she'll be sobbing me. Oh, when you are not God, you are not this, you are not that. Basically, she really turned Oga in this house. Like, she turned to my Oga. The only thing that remained that she did not do in this house is to slap me. That's the only thing that remained. Because there are times that I would tell her to do things. It got to the point where I would tell her to do things and she would not do it. Several things. She started school, she had a uniform. I told her, this is uniform, it's not clothes, it's not a regular clothes, don't put it in the washing machine. As soon as she comes back from school, just soak it for like 10 minutes, wash it. It's a baby's clothes, which is what I do now. As soon as she comes back from school, I soak it for about 10 minutes, I wash it, I spread it out. That's the end. Tell me why I found my daughter's clothes inside my daughter's uniform inside washing machine one day when I was bringing out. It was kind of like I would say something and she just yimu and be like, that's your business, I'm not doing that. And then so you know, all of that was happening and I had already started telling myself that, you know what, by November, December, when she says she's going home, I'm just going to tell her not to come back again. Fortunately, I did not know that God was even just going to help me greatly. So a couple of Saturdays ago, it's been I think about four weeks now, She came to me crying that she wanted to go home, that her dad was sick, yada 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 yada, and I should give her 2 days off. And I was like, okay, it's just Saturday morning, do you want to go now? So you could just have 3 days off. And she said, you know, thank you. But I told her I needed to talk to a family member, you know, not to corroborate the story, just to let them know that she's on her way. God forbid anything happens to her. She said she's going to Eleaf. If anything happens, they will say that she's coming from my house. So please let me just talk to somebody. Initially, she said nobody was picking up. Later, she brought the phone and said I should speak to her younger sister. As I was talking to her younger sister, her credit was exhausted. So I said, give me the number, let me call the sister. As I called the sister, I said, hello, who am I speaking with? Boss said I should call you. She said, oh, I'm Boss's older sister. Okay, all right. I was like, okay, so she said she's coming home. Like, she's like, yeah, that they want all hands on deck. Their dad is not feeling too well. He's very, very sick. They're taking him to the hospital. I wanted to ask, like, is Boss the doctor? But you know, I'm not even going to even say that one. And she's like, oh, so we all want her to come home. And I was like, okay, so where is home that she's coming to? And she mentioned one place, Okota or something. At this point, Bossy was already mumbling at the back, like trying to correct the person. I was like, just hold on, let me talk to this person. And she was like, oh, Okota or something. I was like, that's not what she told me. She told me that she's going to Eleaf. And then the person paused and I was like, oh yes, we actually sent her to first go to Eleaf to pick up money from someone before coming to Oshogbo. I was like, money they cannot transfer, or money you cannot get from the bank. You know what, it's fine, it's totally fine. So I told her, okay, no problem. You said you're with your dad right now, that you guys are about to take him to the hospital. Can I speak with him just to say hi to him and, you know, pray with him and everything? She's like, oh, I actually just stepped out of the house, so I'm not with him right now. I was like, very nice. How very, very convenient. Good. Okay, I said, okay, Bossa is on her way, she's coming. So I told Bossa that, okay, you can go. That whole day, she didn't even text me, didn't send any message, didn't call, didn't do anything, didn't say anything that, you know, she had arrived or she had not arrived or anything. No problem. The next day, but I saw her seeing my WhatsApp status. That's, by the way, the next day we're in church. She sends me a text message that she's sorry for not calling me the day before, that her dad is feeling much better. I'm like, wow, that's a miracle. And then she's coming back on Monday, that she needs me to send her some money to come back to Lagos. I was like, wow, this girl really is running me scam. Like, and in her mind, she thinks she has gotten away with it. But you know what? It's totally fine. I just told my husband, this girl is not staying. She's not coming back to my house, because I know for sure she did not go to any Oshogbo or any place to see any father. Me, I know that one for sure. There are different theories. Some people are like, she went to her boyfriend's place. Some people are like, she went to somebody's place. Some people are like, she went to work somewhere for a couple of days. I shall know that. Even if she went to her parents, even if she went to the village, it was not her parents, because I've spoken to her dad several times. It wasn't her dad she went to see, you know, that, and that's just that. So I just told my husband, this guy is not coming back to my house. So that was Sunday. Monday, I packed up all the things and took it to my mom's house, to the gateman's place. I said, when she comes, she's coming to pick her things here. You guys tell me why Boss did not come home that day, that Monday. And she didn't pick up anybody's call. Tuesday, she finally picked up. She said, oh, her mom went to buy something, and she's sorry she couldn't call me, but she won't also be able to make it that Tuesday. Wednesday, long story short, she finally came back on Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday. And when she came, I just told her to come and meet me at my mom's place. We told her that we were not interested, and my mom felt that it was best for her to go take care of her dad that wasn't feeling too well, rather than she being here and everything. Just go take care of your dad, and then help your mom out and everything. And especially she telling us that her siblings had gone to write WAEC or something like that, so it's just best to go and, you know, help your parents out. So, and she didn't even beg, she didn't say nothing. You know, I told her I sent her half of the next month's salary and a full last month's salary. So my mom also gave us some money, gave us some Ankara material, and you know, it's just like we just want you to, we're living amicably, we're not fighting or anything. And you know, that was how she left. I remember that night she had posted on her WhatsApp status, onto better things, I'll be onto better beginnings, something silly like that. onto greater things. And this girl, she likes to feel like she speaks the best English in the world, you guys, but this girl is taboo. Is it onto better things or onto greater things? Something silly like that. And then the next day she texted me. I was like, good morning, can I have my NIN card? I know your NIN card. I when I was doing NIN for Tisha, I felt like you might also need NIN one day, and I said, okay, let's go do it for you too, and we paid for it. But I'm not holding it. The day you request for it, the day I give you. So I snapped it to her and I sent it to her on our WhatsApp. But that's not even the main thing. You guys, tell me why a couple of days after she left, one of our neighbors saw my husband, and he was like, oh, he hasn't seen Bosse in a while, and we're like, oh yeah, she left already, and he was like, like, kilo shele. Apparently, every day when we go to work, 3 to 4 boys come to our house every day. Once we leave for work, those boys come in. They speak her same language. She feeds them, they eat here, they drink here, they do everything, they watch TV, they use my internet. I saw a book where she wrote our internet password and everything, using my internet, watches Netflix, does everything. We sure saw that when you pay for internet when you pay for electricity, it keeps dwindling every now and then, and she's supposed to be the only one at home. The highest you do is just watch TV and turn on the fan. So why, you don't need all that light and everything, so why did we have to keep paying so much for electricity? You know, so it all made sense. They told us that whenever we came back from work, that's when those boys would like go to the back of the house, and then as we're driving in, then they leave. You guys, that was the one that busted my head. I was like, I feel like I want to see her one more time and give her a dirty slap. You brought strangers to my house. You brought hand robbers to my house. Hey, Jesus. It's the confidence for me, because she was so sure there was no way I would maybe leave my car somewhere and come into the house and just catch her unawares. Like, she was so sure. Every day, hey, I bought her a phone, you people. She went to, whether she sold the phone, added money and bought a bigger phone so that she can be doing WhatsApp and the rest of the things. I don't even see those ones. I didn't even have a problem with. I think somebody was telling me that because she lives with me, I don't see her, that she has been bleaching her skin. Because she lives with me, you don't notice when you live with somebody that she has been bleaching her skin. She's so light skinned. I'm like, what she does at her free time is actually none of my business. Where I have a problem is hearing all these things now that she was actually bringing strangers to my house. Like, strangers to my house to eat my food, to drink my water. And I felt like when we told her that we were, you know, she had to leave, she didn't even hesitate, because she was just carrying her things to that boy's house, which was where she was coming from, you know. But that was it. And yes, I learned so many lessons, you guys. I was too lenient. I'm not a mean person, but at the same time, I feel like there should be rules and there should be discipline. I don't think I had any type of discipline for her. There were things that she did that she had no consequences for. Like, she did not get any consequences for it, and it shouldn't be. I have learned my lessons now. There are things that if I get another help, when I get another help, for now, I'm chilling. I don't want another one for now. But when I do get another one, there are rules that I know that are going to guide our living together now. The person is not going to be in my house when I'm not around. Where we are going together. If it's to be carrying out to the office, we go to the office together, or drop her off at my mom's place, because that thing Bosse did is never going to repeat itself again. And I don't understand how you have all these people, you want to help them, and I hear it's a huge general consensus with a lot of helps. You want to help them, you want to send them back to school, but then it's like there's just this thing that is like, no, don't help me. I just want to misbehave. I just want to be wayward. I just want to. Why? You've gotten to a place where, listen, she was with me for 2 years, you guys. You don't stay with somebody for 2 years if you're not comfortable. You don't stay with somebody for 2 years if you're not enjoying. She went back home to her parents like twice, and she came back. Do you know what that means? Most helps, once they go, they don't come back. She came back because she knew what she was enjoying. There was a particular time she went home and came back, and I think the night that she came back, I told her, bring Gary out to make eba so that all of us will eat. She was begging me, she wanted me to share joy. I said, what happened? She said, that is eba. She has been eating at home since she went home for a week. We laughed and laughed that day. She laughed with us. I said, okay, all right, bring out Pandoya Mosemo. She was so happy. Like, you know where you're coming from. You know the circumstances that surround you. Why not just put your head down? Even if she comes today to beg me, you guys, that slap I must first land her. For her bringing people, strangers to my house. You brought men to my house, whether they were sleeping with you, I don't even know, I don't even want to know. You brought them to my house, they ate my food, they will sleep with you, they will do everything, watch my TV in my house. The audacity. Ah, no. No, actually work. Lie. So basically, that's the gist. I know this video is long, it's very long, and I will try to cut it into smaller parts. I will try to cut it so that, you know, it won't be too overwhelming. But you guys, I just had to share with you guys and, you know, let you know these things that happened and how you should be very, very careful with the helps that you get. Like, I just keep thinking that she could have planned with some of those boys to maybe get herself kidnapped, and they will say that it's us that kidnapped her and come and pay ransom. Or those boys could have come into this house one day, carry TV, carry this, carry that, and we will be back by 5 p.m. and not know that anything was going on. Like, do you know how crazy that is? Listen, we all have to be very careful when it comes to getting helps. Please, let's get them from reliable people. I got her from reliable people, and I guess that's why, you know, all those armed robbery and stuff did not happen in my house. But still, like, the audacity for me, she just felt too comfortable. I feel like we should be very careful in trying to take people in and making them as comfortable as possible, that they just feel like they can do and undo. Like I said, the only thing that remained that Boss did not do for me in this house is to slap me. And before that would have happened, I made sure that no. So yes, that's the gist that you guys wanted to know about, you know, everything that transpired between myself and my help. Will I be getting another help anytime soon? Yes, I will. I definitely will. I just know that now I have to establish ground rules, and now I have to make sure that I keep them busy and engaged. That's the thing with Bossy. I didn't really keep her engaged. I didn't really keep her busy. You know, I would most likely, it's better to have like a roster or a timetable, like, oh, today you wash the bathrooms, today you this, today you that. And when they are busy that way, I personally feel like it reduces the atrocities that they tend to carry out. Okay, yeah, so that's it, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned one or two things. I don't even know if you learned anything, but just let me know what you guys think. What has been your experience with house helps in Nigeria? If you've had house helps, what has your experience been? Share it in the comment section with me. I would absolutely love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like this video, share, subscribe, tell everybody that you know, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye.